The construction site was a mess. Debris scattered across the ground, unfinished buildings, and workers looking tired and defeated. Clint Eastwood had heard the whispers for weeks now. A contractor named Ray Donovan had been cutting corners, using substandard materials, and ignoring safety regulations to save money. People had been injured, and the entire neighborhood was at risk of collapse because of this man's greed. Clint wasn't about to let that slide. He walked through the construction site, his boots crunching against the gravel, his eyes scanning every corner. Donovan, a tall man with a face that screamed arrogance, stood on the site, barking orders at his workers. He didn't notice Clint until it was too late. Clint approached him, his steps measured, his presence commanding attention. "Ray Donovan," Clint called out, his voice steady and unyielding. Donovan looked up, his grin faltering as he saw Clint walking toward him. "What do you want?" Donovan asked, trying to maintain his bravado. "I want to know why you're putting people's lives in danger." Clint replied, his eyes narrowing. "You've been cutting corners, using subpar materials, and now you've got people injured, working in unsafe conditions." Donovan's face tightened with annoyance. "You don't know what you're talking about. This site is fine. People are working, and we're saving money. That's what matters." Double asterisk. Clint's expression never wavered. "What matters is the safety of the people working here. What matters is that you've been profiting off of their pain." He stepped closer to Donovan, his gaze intense. "You think you can keep pushing people around, threatening their lives for a few extra bucks. But I'm here to tell you, that's not how this works." Donovan took a step back, but Clint was already in his face. "You're going to answer for this, Donovan. You've ruined lives, and now it's time for you to face the consequences." Double asterisk. Donovan tried to regain control, his voice shaky but filled with defiance. "You think you can just walk in here and tell me how to run my business? You think I'm afraid of some old man?" Clint didn't flinch. "I'm not here to play games," Clint said, his voice cutting through the noise. "You've hurt people, and you're going to make it right." With a swift motion, Clint pulled out a stack of documents, reports of safety violations, testimonies from injured workers, and records of the unsafe conditions on the site. He slammed the pile down onto Donovan's desk. "You've been exposed. No more hiding behind your lies." Donovan's face turned pale as he realized the gravity of the situation. "You can't do this to me," Donovan muttered, his voice filled with desperation. "I've got connections. I can fix this." Clint shook his head, his expression cold. "Your connections don't mean a damn thing when you're standing in front of justice." The police arrived moments later, and Donovan was arrested, his illegal actions finally catching up with him. The workers, once afraid of speaking out, now stood with their heads held high, knowing that the man who had been exploiting them would no longer be able to harm anyone else. Clint didn't wait for applause or recognition. He turned and walked away, his purpose fulfilled. He didn't need thanks. He just needed to make sure justice was done. Because when Clint Eastwood takes action, no one gets away with hurting the innocent. And if you want to see more of Clint Eastwood's justice, where those who exploit others for personal gain are brought to their knees, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, because Clint always ensures justice is served.